I say motherfucker all the time.
There we go.
You know, it's like there's varying degrees.
Varying
of it,
degrees.
You know.
Of 22 episodes
Yeah,
that you've
let's
had.
get into that.
No, but you
Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of white.
Did you think about it a lot on the set?
Do what?
I'm sure you thought about it a lot on set, though.
I didn't think about it. I was busy. I was acting. I was trying to destroy the Roman Empire.
In a society where billionaires are frequently examined, a few have confronted disrespectful interviewers, demonstrating their authority and impact within the media realm.
I have noticed that most of the guests are mosely white males of 22 episodes
Yeah,
that you've
let's
had.
get into that.
No, but you
Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. What's going on here? This really pisses me off. But go ahead. Really pisses me off. You know, funny is the world that I live in. You're funny, I'm interested. You're not funny, I'm not interested.
A renowned incident of a billionaire silencing an interviewer featured none other than Jerry Seinfeld. In a broadly shared interview, Seinfeld encountered a pointed question regarding the absence of racial diversity in his sitcom Seinfeld. The inquiry appeared intended to spark a discussion, yet Seinfeld was not engaging in it. With a mix of wit and incisiveness, he replied, "I don't think it's a TV show's job to represent every race, but if that's what you're looking for, go watch something else." It was an ideal mix of evasion and resistance, with Seinfeld making his argument while remaining composed. He skillfully emphasized the ridiculousness of the question by treating it lightly, yet in the process, he reinforced the control he possessed over the storyline of his own program.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not gonna have this conversation unless you say.
Samuel L. Jackson, recognized for his candid remarks and straightforward demeanor, confronted a reporter who had the audacity to employ a racially loaded term in an interview. Jackson's reply was nothing less than legendary. Instead of backing off or staying inactive, Jackson shifted the dynamics on the interviewer with a fierce look and an even more cutting response. "Don't ever use that word in front of me again. And I'll tell you why, because I said so. It's about respect. If you don't get that, we're done here." It wasn't merely a celebrity cutting off an interviewer. It conveyed a strong message regarding respect, authority, and how language can reinforce damaging stereotypes. Jackson's method was confrontational, unwavering, and impossible to overlook. This moment turned iconic because it wasn't solely about Jackson protecting himself. It was about him safeguarding his dignity and the dignity of a whole community.
Did you think about it a lot on the set?
Do what?
I'm sure you thought about it a lot on set, though.
I didn't think about it. I was busy. I was acting. I was trying to destroy the Roman Empire.
Denzel Washington's replies are recognized for their composed and thoughtful nature, particularly when addressing inquiries about race. In one interview, a journalist tried to ensnare Washington with a query about racial relations in the U.S., anticipating a provocative or shocking reply. In place of that, Washington calmly stated, "It's not about race, it's about human beings. We all need to do better as human beings, in general. Focus on that." Washington's reply didn't merely end the interview, it redirected it completely, compelling both the interviewer and the audience to rethink their viewpoint. Rather than contributing to a story of division, Washington opted to raise the dialogue, utilizing his role to emphasize unity and comprehension.
History Month you find ridiculous.
Why? You're going to relegate my history to a month? Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is
Morgan Freeman, renowned for his serene presence and insightful viewpoints, employed his characteristic composure to transform a possibly sensitive question into a significant educational experience. When inquired about the importance of Black History Month, Freeman's reply was both surprising and powerful. "You want to know what I think? I think we should just stop talking about race. You're not going to change the world by having 1 month to focus on one race. Let's focus on all of American history." By making this statement, Freeman not only responded to the question, but also completely shifted the direction of the discussion. By challenging the need to divide history into sections, he highlighted that Black history is a vital component of American history, worthy of acknowledgement throughout the entire year. His diversion was neither confrontational nor trivializing. Rather, it was considerate, questioning societal norms without aggression. This instance highlighted Freeman's talent for transforming a basic interview into a discussion on larger cultural matters, compelling both the interviewer and viewers to reassess long-standing beliefs.
Do you think he would get elected in Texas being anti-gun? do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
In a live interview, Matthew McConaughey faced a question about gun control, a topic frequently intended to generate contentious headlines. Instead of succumbing to the trap, McConaughey's reply was balanced and inclusive. Listen, I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe in responsible gun ownership. We need to have a national conversation, not a political one. In this understated yet impactful moment, McConaughey shifted the focus from divisive politics to a sensible conversation about mutual obligations. His tone was assertive but welcoming, promoting constructive discussion instead of political conflicts. By avoiding inflammatory language, McConaughey showcased how to navigate controversial subjects while maintaining his position. These instances showcase how stars such as Freeman and McConaughey skillfully employ deflection to convert tense situations into chances for significant conversation, emphasizing their talent for sustaining control in high-stress environments.
You do you crazy. You connected to his flag, right? As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man.
He ended our interview angrily. Lil Wayne is in the business of making...
Lil Wayne's interviews frequently draw interest, but one conversation in particular highlighted his skill in addressing racial issues with bold honesty. When questioned about his experiences with race, the interviewer seemed to expect a defensive or emotional response. Instead, Wayne confronted the question directly, replying with unreserved assurance. "What's your problem with the way I talk? You think just because I'm black, I'm supposed to act a certain way? Get over yourself." This incisive and straightforward response not only challenged the interviewer's assumptions, but also completely transformed the discussion. Wayne's unfiltered truth broke down stereotypes and questioned the societal norms frequently placed on people due to their race or looks. By rejecting limitations, he conveyed a strong message to the audience, one that went beyond the boundaries of the interview itself. It wasn't only about him advocating for his own identity, it represented a wider stance against the prejudices and judgments that many others encounter daily. Wayne's capacity to stay composed while being assertive highlighted his control over the conversation, making the interviewer appear noticeably overwhelmed.
10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you fucking weaseled your way in the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there, asking these stupid fucking questions.
UFC fighter Sean Strickland is well known for being controversial, but his aggressive interaction at a press conference turned into a pivotal moment. A journalist tried to guide the conversation to a contentious issue, but Strickland, recognized for his unabashedly bold character, swiftly pointed out the evident bias. "You guys always try to make me sound bad. Why don't you just ask the questions and let me answer them instead of trying to twist my words?" Strickland's reply was not merely a challenge, it was a declaration of power. By turning the story around, he emphasized that he was not present to be controlled or inaccurately portrayed. His unrefined, candid honesty connected with his audience, revealing the frequently overlooked power dynamics in interviews. Strickland reminded all viewers that interviewees possess their own power, emphasizing that respect works both ways. His reluctance to adhere to the media's narrative displayed a refreshing level of honesty, positioning him as an individual who wouldn't yield, no matter the medium. Humor serves as a powerful means to break down loaded questions, and many of the most unforgettable instances arise from individuals who employ cleverness to tackle delicate issues with a blend of evasion and keen perception.
Why are you always dragging us into this shit? I saw a woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, "I don't understand, how come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes?"
Comedian Bill Burr has excelled at transforming ridiculous questions into chances for humor and insightful commentary. During one interview, Burr was questioned about gender equality in comedy, a query filled with presuppositions. With his usual mix of humor and exasperation, he retorted, "If you want equality, then go do your own comedy. If you think it's so easy, get up on stage and try it." This wasn't merely a punchline, it served as a deliberate challenge. Burr's reply skillfully redirected directed the discussion from critique to action, challenging the idea that comedy is a closed space. His comedy rendered the interviewer's beliefs absurd, while also emphasizing the importance of hard work and perseverance in the entertainment field. The genius of Burr's response was its power to make both the audience and interviewer entertained, while also prompting thoughts on larger themes of equality and resilience. Tim Allen, an experienced comedian and actor, is well acquainted with contentious issues. In an interview discussing political correctness in comedy, Allen was asked whether he felt constrained by the increasing sensitivity towards humor. Rather than adopting a defensive position, he embraced his comedic background, responding with a grin. "The PC crowd's gotta go. If you can't take a joke, go home and watch something else." Through this remark, Allen emphasized a key reality about comedy: its goal is to challenge limits, rather than to adhere to them. His playful yet resolute reply not only sidestepped the inquiry, but also highlighted the significance of artistic liberty. Allen's wit transformed what could have been a stressful interaction into a lighthearted occasion, highlighting how humor succeeds by questioning conventions and providing new viewpoints. When billionaires and celebrities confront disrespectful interviewers, these instances go beyond personal interactions, revealing broader societal conflicts. Underneath these interactions are intricate issues like race, gender, and power dynamics, which frequently influence how questions are posed and how stories are formed. These prominent individuals are not only protecting their images, they are confronting a media sector that often distorts public opinion through bias and sensationalism. Consider, for instance, interviews in which race is highlighted as a central theme. When wealthy individuals such as Denzel Washington or Lil Wayne tackle challenging questions with grace or bold assurance, they underscore the racial prejudices that linger in media stories. These moments question not only the intentions of the interviewer, but also the audience's assumptions, igniting a wider discussion about equality and representation. Likewise, women in prominent positions frequently encounter inquiries that devalue their accomplishments, shifting the emphasis to personal or unrelated issues. By highlighting these microaggressions, celebrities bring attention to the ongoing gender disparity in the perception and evaluation of success. These encounters go beyond mere viral videos. They highlight that individuals with a platform can leverage it to transform the conversation. By dismissing sensationalism and remaining steadfast, billionaires compel both the media and the public to explore the more profound ramifications of the questions being asked. Do these questions indicate true curiosity, or are they rooted in systemic biases that reinforce damaging stereotypes? In a society where sensational headlines and provocative remarks frequently eclipse substantial discussions, these acts of resistance serve as a strong message. They remind us that the media's function ought to be to inform instead of to manipulate, and that respect is mutual. In the end, these billionaire reactions underscore the importance of making interviewers accountable and prompting audiences to critically evaluate media narratives. When billionaires and celebrities confront rude interviewers, they do more than protect their images, they influence public conversation. These instances confront the existing norms and compel interviewers and the viewers to rethink the significance of media in our existence. It serves as a reminder that power is not solely in the hands of those posing the questions, it's also with those who decide to answer. As we progress, let's reflect on the consequences of these interactions. What does it signify when the media poses challenging questions? What duty do interviewers hold to honor the boundaries and dignity of the individuals they interview? What does it signify for the interviewees to resist, altering the story in manners that contest existing assumptions? Ultimately, these billionaires and celebrities demonstrate that often the most effective means of influencing the narrative is merely to seize the microphone.